Hello and welcome to the Tank Club. We're back in Wayfinder and today we're doing a quick guide on how to complete the Storm Twins boss hunt. This is not an overly complicated boss hunt, but you're likely to experience plenty of struggle in here if your teammates don't pay attention and keep an eye on where they're standing. So firstly, you come up against two bosses. You've got one archer boss, one sword and shield boss. The idea with this fight is that you're supposed to kind of kill both bosses at the same time. When you don't, the boss that remains starts doing mechanics more often. So even still, you want to go into this fight and fully focus the archer. The archer causes the majority of problems in this fight, and the mechanics you need to look out for include the kind of thin line arrow shot. It's a locked on target arrow shot that does a bit of damage. You can block or dodge it at the last second. If you're a ranged player, then just don't stand still. As long as you just keep moving, when the boss shoots the arrow, it will miss. You then get the kind of thicker line arrow shot. So you see an AoE on the ground, it's quite wider this time. The boss is going to shoot multiple arrows with this shot, but it works in exactly the same way as the previous one. It locks onto one person and you just block or dodge it at the last second. And the best thing to do here is to make sure you're not moving it over other people and just to kind of dodge at that last second when it's about to hit and avoid the damage altogether. You've then got the boss jump AoE, so the boss will jump to a new location. When it does so, it's going to do AoE damage on the floor. You can just block or move out of it. And then the big mechanic here is the arrow splash AoE. So the boss makes many AoEs appear all over the floor. They kind of go around everybody in your group. Only 2 of them will have arrows shooting down. So there might be 10 different AoEs on the ground, but only 2 of them are actually going to be a problem. So the arrows are going to start shooting down. They're going to look like blue arrows in the ground. This is the most dangerous mechanic, and it's the one that kills most people because they don't notice that they're still inside the AoE, because to start with, it's a red circle. The red circle disappears and the blue arrows appear. So do not stand in this area. It'll kill you within a couple of seconds. If you've got low health or resilience, you are going to die pretty much straight away if you stood inside this AoE. For melee players, it does mean that you might not be able to hit this boss for a few seconds, so just try and move on to the other boss or wait until the effect ends. Just do not stand near this AoE. Once you've killed the archer boss, you're then going to move on to the sword and shield boss. And it does seem to kind of wander around waiting for you when you focus the other boss. It doesn't really do that many attacks. It seems to just kind of stand there and walk about, maybe do 1 or 2 attacks. But it doesn't do very much whilst you're focusing the archer. So it becomes quite manageable. So once you get the archer out the way, focus on the sword and shield. It's quite manageable just when you've got the one boss left over. And it does have some dangerous mechanics, and they do get amped up once you kill the archer, but nothing too strenuous. So the first one is the sword throw. This is one of the main mechanics that it does. The boss throws its weapon like a boomerang, which does damage like on the way out and then on the way back in as well. So you block that or avoid it or dodge it when it's targeted onto you. You've also got the jump slam. The boss jumps and punch slams the ground. Dodge out of it or else it'll do damage and stagger you. You've then got the bigger jump slam. So it's the same thing again, but it fills up most of the room. So it's the same as above. Just block it or dodge. Just avoid the damage. We've also got many light attacks. The boss hits a range of light attacks and backhand combos, which don't do too much damage. If you are somebody who's got a taunt skill, it's good to use this and just pull that away from the damage dealers. We've also got the full room AoE. The boss sends swords spinning around the room for a few seconds in a massive AoE. You either stand inside or outside of it. You don't want to stand inside the actual thing moving around the room. That'll do damage. Don't walk through it. Don't stand in it. Just get out or get inside. And that's all the mechanics for the sword and shield, guys. So you just focus the archer. It's not a complicated fight. Focus the archer. Make sure you avoid the archer shots. Don't stand in the blue arrows. Look out for that boomerang throw from the sword and shield guy. Kill the archer as fast as you can, because once that happens, this fight becomes much simpler with only one boss. Even though it does kind of get a bit buffed up, it is a lot easier to handle. Okay, so that is everything, guys. Thank you for watching. For more Wayfinder content, make sure you like and subscribe, and also check out my website, thetankclub.com. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye for now.